You set the same goals every year. Lose weight, save money, learn that skill, build that business, and every year by February, you've quit. Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but because your brain is literally wired to make you fail at consistency. And once you understand the neuroscience behind this, you'll never approach goals the same way again. Let me tell you about Sarah. She's been trying to lose the same 20 pounds for 6 years. Every January, she joins a gym, downloads MyFitnessPal, buys meal prep containers, plans everything perfectly. Week 1, she's unstoppable. Gym every morning, salads for lunch, 10,000 steps. She's finally doing it. Week 2, still going, but it's getting harder. She's sore, she's tired, but she pushes through. Week 3, she misses Monday because she overslept. Tuesday because of work. By Wednesday, she's ordering pizza, telling herself she'll start again next Monday. By February, her gym shoes are collecting dust, and she's convinced she just doesn't have what it takes. Here's what Sarah doesn't know. She's not failing because she lacks discipline. She's failing because she's fighting against 200,000 years of human evolution. Your brain has one primary job: keep you alive. And for 99% of human history, keeping you alive meant conserving energy. Think about your ancestors. The ones who wasted energy on unnecessary activities, they died. The ones who conserved energy and stayed in their comfort zone, they survived and passed on their genes to you. This is why your brain hates consistency, because consistency requires energy expenditure without immediate survival benefit. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between you going to the gym and you running from a predator for no reason. So it does what it's designed to do. It sabotages you. Here's how the sabotage works neurologically. When you set a goal, you're using your prefrontal cortex, the rational planning part of your brain. This is the newest part of your brain evolutionarily. It's only about 200,000 years old. But when it's time to actually do the thing, that's when your limbic system takes over. This is your emotional brain. It's about 2 million years old, and it has 10 times more neural connections than your prefrontal cortex. It's like putting a toddler in a boxing ring with Mike Tyson. The toddler is your willpower. Mike Tyson is your emotional brain. Who do you think wins? This is the consistency paradox. The more you need consistency, the harder your brain fights against it. But it gets worse. Your brain has a chemical weapon against consistency: dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. Wrong. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It's what makes you want things, not what makes you enjoy them. When you set a goal, your brain releases dopamine. You feel excited, motivated. This is going to be different. This time you'll stick to it. But here's the cruel trick. The dopamine hit you get from setting the goal is often bigger than the dopamine hit you get from working toward it. Think about it. When do you feel best about your fitness goals? When you're buying the gym membership, planning the workouts, imagining your future body, not when you're actually sweating on the treadmill at 6 a.m. Your brain learns this pattern. Why do the hard work when you can get the dopamine hit just from planning? This is why you're addicted to setting goals but allergic to pursuing them. Research from UCLA shows that people who visualize their goals in detail are actually less likely to achieve them, because the visualization gives them the dopamine hit without the work. Here's something nobody talks about. Consistency is an illusion. Nobody is actually consistent. We look at successful people and think they have superhuman discipline. They wake up at 5 a.m. every day. They never miss a workout. They're machines. No, they're not. What they have isn't consistency. It's recovery speed. When they miss a workout, they go the next day. When they sleep in, they don't make it mean they've failed. When they eat pizza, they have salad for their next meal, not next month. The difference between people who succeed and people who fail isn't that successful people never fall off track. It's that they get back on track faster. Most people think consistency means perfection, so when they miss one day, they think they've broken their streak. Failed, might as well quit. This is called the what the hell effect in psychology. You break your diet with one cookie, so you think, what the hell, I've already failed, and eat the whole box. Your brain makes 300,000 decisions per day. 300,000. And it makes 95% of them automatically based on your environment. You don't decide to check your phone. You see it and your hand moves. You don't decide to eat the cookies. They're on the counter and suddenly they're in your mouth. This is why willpower is useless for consistency. You're trying to consciously override 300,000 automatic decisions. You'll lose every time. The people who appear most disciplined have the least disciplined environments. They don't resist cookies. They don't buy them. They don't skip Instagram. They delete the app. Stanford researcher B.J. Fogg discovered that motivation and ability don't predict behavior. Prompts do. If there's no prompt, there's no behavior, no matter how motivated you are. Want to work out consistently? Put your workout clothes next to your bed. That's a prompt. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow. Prompt. Want to stop scrolling? Charge your phone in another room. No prompt, no scrolling. Here's the deepest problem with how we approach consistency. We try to change our behavior without changing our identity. You say, I want to lose weight, not, I want to become a healthy person. You say, I want to save money, not, I want to become financially responsible. You say, I want to read more, not, I want to become a reader. This is backwards, because every action you take is a vote for who you believe you are. When you skip the gym, you're not just skipping a workout. You're voting for, I'm someone who doesn't follow through. When you break your diet, you're not just eating pizza. You're voting for, I'm someone who can't control themselves. But here's the flip side. Every positive action, no matter how small, is a vote for a new identity. Go to the gym for 5 minutes? You're voting for, I'm someone who works out. Save $1? You're voting for, I'm someone who manages money. Read 1 page? You're voting for, I'm someone who reads. The goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner, and you become a runner by running, even if it's just to the end of your street. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about momentum, and momentum follows a simple equation. Momentum, check chem, frequency, x, intensity, x, time. Most people try to maximize intensity. They go all out, sprint, give 100%, and they burn out. Smart people minimize intensity and maximize frequency. They do less, but they do it every day. Because here's the mathematical truth. Doing something at 20% intensity every day beats doing it at 100% intensity once a week. Every single time. 20% daily equals 140% weekly. 100% weekly equals 100% weekly. The person giving 20% wins, and it's not even close. This is why the most successful people have the easiest routines. They've understood that consistency beats intensity, that showing up beats showing off. Here's the most practical rule for consistency I've ever found. It's called the 2-day rule, and it will change how you approach goals forever. Never miss twice. That's it. That's the rule. Miss a workout? Fine. Don't miss tomorrow's. Break your diet? Okay. Next meal is healthy. Skip meditation? No problem. Do it tomorrow. The 2-day rule works because it acknowledges that perfection is impossible, while maintaining momentum is everything. When you miss 1 day, you're human. When you miss 2 days, you're starting a new pattern. When you miss 3 days, you're building a new identity, the identity of someone who quits. The 2-day rule prevents this spiral. It gives you flexibility while maintaining accountability. It makes consistency sustainable instead of crushing. Here's what most people don't understand about consistency. The results aren't linear. They're exponential. For weeks, months, sometimes years, you see nothing, no progress, no change. You feel like you're wasting your time. Then suddenly, everything changes. The weight drops. The business explodes. The skill clicks. It seems like overnight success, but it's not. It's the compound effect. Every day you show up, you're adding 1%. 1% is invisible. 10% is barely noticeable. But 1% compounded daily for a year, that's 37 times improvement. This is why consistency is so hard psychologically. Your brain needs immediate feedback to maintain behavior, but consistency doesn't provide immediate feedback. It provides delayed transformation. The people who win aren't the ones who see results fastest. They're the ones who continue longest without seeing results. So how do you actually become consistent when your brain is designed to make you quit? You hack the system. First, you shrink the behavior until it's so small your brain can't object. Want to meditate? 1 breath? Want to exercise? 1 push-up? Want to write? 1 sentence. This isn't about the behavior, it's about the neural pathway. Every time you do the tiny behavior, you're strengthening the connection. You're teaching your brain, this is something we do. Second, you attach the new behavior to an existing one. This is called habit stacking. Your brain already has thousands of automatic behaviors. Use them as triggers. After I pour coffee, I meditate for 1 breath. After I sit at my desk, I write 1 sentence. After I brush my teeth, I do 1 push-up. Third, you celebrate immediately after. This sounds stupid, but it's neuroscience. Your brain needs dopamine to lock in behavior. So give yourself a tiny celebration, a fist pump, a yes, a smile in the mirror. You're manually adding dopamine to the behavior loop. You're chemically rewiring your consistency. So here's what I want you to do. Pick 1 thing, just 1, and make it so stupidly small you can't fail. Not 30 minutes of exercise, 1 push-up, not journal 3 pages, write 1 sentence, not meditate for 20 minutes. Take 1 conscious breath. Do it every day for 7 days. And if you miss a day, remember the 2-day rule. Never miss twice. Drop a comment right now. Tell me what tiny behavior you're committing to. Make it public. Create accountability. If this changed how you think about consistency, hit that subscribe button. Life Mind Gym isn't about motivational speeches that fade. It's about understanding the science of behavior change. Share this with someone who sets the same goals every year and wonders why they can't stick to them. Let's break the cycle together. And remember, you're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're human. And once you understand that, you can design systems that work with your brain, not against it. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. And persistence isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. 1% better every day. That's all it takes to transform your life.